So I don't know how long this video will last, but this video pretty much goes to a question and a thought and I don't know, an opinion that I have on CPS and DCYF, because I want to know what kind of training and what kind of manual school book do they go by on one, choosing these people that then are given the power to either take your kids or leave your kids with you. And, I mean, I want to look kind of like, what are they looking for? I mean, how does what's their training look like? I mean, one, they kind of give somebody this kind of power that, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like, it's your choices that get CPS involved in your life. But I also do believe that just because you have CPS in your life doesn't mean you're a bad person or a bad parent. People have gotten their kids back. It's an organization I do believe is unfortunately necessary right now, to make sure that there's somebody there hopefully looking out for the kid, 100% only for the kid. But I do think the organization should build a trust. I mean, obviously have a safety net as for the kid, because it's your main priority, make sure the kid's safe. But at least work on trying to build a trust bond, communication with the parents. Obviously, I think, it should definitely be going through some kind of psychologically classes to understand body language. Obviously not to the point of paranoia where they need to go through like FBI training to understand these people that just happen to be in a rough spot, whether it's by their own choice or life. But unfortunately, either door they take, it led them to a bad part in their life that got CPS involved. But I definitely want to understand like how our organization is ran, because I mean, then besides CPS, you also have DCYF, which they're pretty much the same organization. It's just people that work at CPS are a lot higher and have a little bit more power than people that work at DCYF. But both organizations, I mean, I want to go through the whole court system, from family court to juvenile court to adult court, big boy jail, prison. I need to quit. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I want to I also have a theory about how, I also I want to redo prisons. I want to redo the CPS and DCYF, along with a lot of organizations because I do think they're necessary. It'd be nice to think of a world and dream and believe in a beautiful utopia. But unfortunately, we live in reality. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, but that requires certain things that might seem unconstitutional to happen. But I do think it's possible. It requires a one world government, I think, and that where you get a gray area. And a one world government for the whole planet, not just, this and that, but a one world government all the way around. But back to not crazy paranoid shit, but back to the CPS. I do want to understand how the system works, how they because I personally dealt with them, and they like to manipulate and gaslight you, act like their manual on how to be a parent is the way that you should think. They like to ask you the same question many times and try to trip you up instead of just shooting it straight, being blunt. It's also a reason why I think they should be two-man pair, which it's either two men that are caseworkers or a man and a woman. Never two women. 'Cause I do think there needs to be some kind of compassion and empathy and sympathy, and then but I think the man needs the caseworker head caseworker would be the first one, would be male. He's the one that goes in there and he's blunt with them, like, because I don't think anybody that gets into that kind of field wants to take somebody's kid away. So I think we shoot it straight. Definitely bring in some addicts probably into the CPS thing that actually have gotten their life back together. To understand, to talk with people that have been in that predicament, like, we don't want to, like, tell you what to do, but it's like, do you really think this is what's best for you and your family? Like, what's, like, what, like, I don't know, talk to him like a human being, like, what got you, because I do believe when it comes to drugs, nobody just wakes up one day and says, I'm going to go do drugs. I think something or some things come to just break you, and this happens, gets you on the wrong path, and not everybody goes to drugs. Some people go to liquor, then drugs, or drugs, then liquor, pills. Even pornography is aspects of dopamine relief to help you escape what's going on. Sex is another dopamine. But along a lot of stuff, the more you do that to cover up the pain, the more you need, the more you want. And I mean, I've done the rehabs and all that, and not so much the 12-step program, but at least the groups, which it wasn't completely bad, but that definitely wasn't for me. I think the rehab groups need to step back maybe for a minute from this God complex 12-step program cult, and understand that if this does, I mean, one, they when they do the rehab thing, they don't want to say, like, well, this is your plan, this is going to help you stay clean. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work for other people. But then when you get into these programs, they preach the complete opposite, that you need to do it this way because this is the only way that you're going to get clean and stay clean. And they like to take a lot of accountability and make excuses for people that have used. And one, I think liquor, I mean, it's just as addictive and just as problem, and it's destroyed, just as equal as amount of families than heroin and meth and fentanyl. I mean, fentanyl is just going crazy. But liquor, one, is obviously promoted and more accepted in society. It's in every store. Meth is now actually getting that bad, because I mean, you can go to almost just about any little corner store in Lakewood and Tacoma, I think, and buy a bubble. And we all know you're not burning your incense in that bubble. I mean, you have camps out there next to the neighborhoods. Whether they're being selfish, staying homeless, doing drugs, or they just giving up, and just don't care anymore and have lost all humanity inside of them, and compassion and understanding and respect for others, and pretty much in a nutshell, kind of gone feral in a matter of speaking. I don't particularly like that word because a lot of women have taken that word and painted men in that, but I mean, there used to be at least a code and some kind of morals left and humanity left in the homeless population and drugs and crime. But I don't know. Kind of just got on here talking about CPS and they just rambled. But I mean, I've been better around, I guess, and more ways than one, dealing with life and being on the streets and being homeless and doing drugs and dealing with CPS. But like I said, like, I have a clean record. I'm almost 38. I got one thing on my record and it was complete bullshit. It shouldn't even be on my record. But yeah, I've done my stupid shit. That, I got lucky. But I don't know. This world definitely is, from what I remember back when I was like 18, which is what, about almost 20 in a month, to be about 20 years ago when I was 18. Life was, it was 2004 when I was 18. What's the world going to look like in 20 more years? How's the system going to be running in 20 more years? How's the government? Are we still going to be bitching about the same shit on social media? Are we ever going to get our shit straight and build a strong community and family? Are we ever going to stop fighting with each other over whose religion is more right? Are we going to stop this race bait fucking bullshit, gender war, fucking crap? Men and women are going to be able to learn how to communicate. Father and mother are going to be able to how to not be together but still be there for the kids as a whole, as a family should. We're ever going to stop starting wars? Power, greed, money, gas, land, life, power. I said power twice, but I guess, more power. I don't know. Happy New Year, everybody. I know it's a little late with that, but it's still early in the year.